Hey guys, it's Robin from My Alkaline Vegan Journey. Where are you guys? Come on, join in. We're about to start our series on bio-recalibration. And we do that with reset detoxification. Here with us is Reggie. Reggie is the Director of Infrastructure for Journey to Enlightenment, My Alkaline Vegan Journey. He's actually responsible for all the buildings, all the construction, all that stuff. And we're lucky to have him today because usually he's doing something else. No, we're changing the house. This house is located in Castries, which is the capital of St. Lucia, and it is beautifully positioned. He just took me on a route across the river. Y'all don't understand. I mean, really, we had to cross the river. But all the lush flora and fauna untapped, y'all, and everything is growing. Breadfruit. What else is out there? Mango. All kinds of bananas. Coconut. Just lush. This is like jungle lush, y'all. All mixed with the big boulder rocks down in the river. But we need help. This river is really contaminated because they don't have the infrastructure to actually take away garbage, even human remains, the excrement and stuff. There's no real setup. There are a lot of homes that are built in areas that could very well just use the river. And I've been researching about composting. What is that composting called? Where you can actually use your human remains to, like a instead of having like manure. That's what it's called, manure for growing plants. So Reggie, tell us about what you want to do here around the house as far as gardening. We got that big pot out there, the big plastic container. What are you going to do with that?
Select some soil.
We did go get soil.
Mix it in manure and
Thank you.
Right.
fix it up, put it in a drum and work it out.
So check this out. What he's talking about is actually treating the soil of dirt that we gathered from another part of the neighborhood, and we mixed it with the manure. When he says manure, he's talking about all the bananas and coconut. I don't know if coconut goes in. Breadfruit, anything that is biodegradable from the earth and stuff gets put in the compost container, and we put all of that in layers between this dirt that we got from another area in the neighborhood. And I want to start from the beginning, because now that we got the soil together, what we're going to do is add seeds, because you got them seeds. We found a watermelon that somebody had broken open. I guess it wasn't sweet. It might be in the bag. Black bag. We just got him. He plucked the watermelon seeds out of a watermelon that was on the ground, and they were good seeds that we could plant. And it's funny because somebody has a construction site going up, and they somehow I guess somebody threw a watermelon seed over into the area, and it actually is growing watermelon. Here we are. Check this out. And I believe Burkina Faso also invent a car to all of these are seeds that came out of that watermelon. Now he's shown me how some seeds are not good seeds to plant because they're too immature. You need mature seeds that like these. Watermelon. And this is red watermelon. Now what's interesting is, remember all those seeds I planted that were from that yellow watermelon?
I got to try
and do what?
I just put everything in the soil.
You put them directly in the soil? Okay, because they did just come out of the fruit. And what I've noticed, when you take the seeds directly out of the fruit and put them into soil, they grow. You don't need to go through all that germination or anything. Now, there are certain things that don't grow here, like grapes. These grape seeds, I mean, really, look how long I've had them. They have not popped. Now, I've read that if you take the grape seeds and you see how it's frozen, they have not popped. Grapes, I don't know. But guess what? These grapes came from America. We're in St. Lucia right now, and a lot of their fruits and things are imports. I don't know what that's about, but we're about to change that because there are a lot of things that are easily grown here in St. Lucia, and that having it right here could reduce the price. You understand? So I took these 4 seeds from some grapes that I bought. All the grapes that are sent here are imports, and they said that you can trick them by putting them in the refrigerator, having them go through their winter cycle, and then plant them, and they'll grow because they've already gone through the winter cycle. And once they take root, they'll grow. These never even popped. I'm gonna open this again. No, it's March. March is when I can redo it. All I had to do is melt this. Melt this plastic with a lighter. Yeah, all I did is take a paper towel, put the seeds in between it. You can see them in there. And I wet it, and then I put it in one of these. It's almost like cellophane. And I took a lighter and just melted the ends and put it in the refrigerator. It's been in the refrigerator for like 4 months. I put them in like December. January, February, March, 3 months. But it was the beginning of December, so 4 months. And yeah, I'm going to open them. They're saying that it takes about 3 months for them to germinate and go through that process of feeling like they've gone through their winter cycle. So let's open it up.
The government put $6.50 an hour. This is not enough. While the stores are putting away more on the items that is
okay, and it's still a little bit frozen.
That is unfair to the people of the country. That's
Let's
one
see.
message that we did get. Yep, let's see. The Philippines has over 5,000 islands, yet they are governed as one. We can do the same too.
I can't even get it out now. But you can tell by looking at it that they have not started to germinate. I mean, and like I said, these grapes came from the United States. They were imports to the island. Let's just
come together as
open
one.
it.
And I said, I'm not shooting down the idea. I'm just saying that, it's going to come with its challenges.
Expect to see this in your lifetime?
I don't know. I have no idea if they ain't that. But we just have to see. We just have to see.
Even traveling to different islands, you must have all kinds of things. Now you should have been just moving.
I mean, it's amazing that
Yeah, and even the CSM.
none of these seeds
what
popped.
requirements that will work
Oh,
in
shoot.
St. Lucia. Some of the same requirements that will work in China.
None of them
They are
popped
not the
at
same
all.
requirements that work in another country. So even
How
with
can I
that
show you?
simple thing, there is challenges.
But
So that's what I'm saying.
in the older days, we had a lot of agents who come in
Didn't
there
pop
who-
at all.
Mhm,
What
yeah.
kind of seed is this, y'all? Maybe what I'm going to do is for the second stage of this experiment, put these seeds directly into some dirt while they're cooling down and see if they pop then. It seems like through all this process, they would have popped. But see, these genetically modified fruits and things, they got the agricultural department of every country on lock. Because if you can't grow from a seed, that means you got to buy. That's ridiculous. 4 seeds that didn't do shit. I mean, didn't pop, didn't do nothing. And these are grape seeds. The globe grape seeds that we got from the States. I mean, from here in St. Lucia, but they're imported from the United States. So not one pop of the seed.
tomorrow being Thursday, so that's the final one.
But this
for
is
the
all
week.
in a series of experiments
The
on,
reason why I make
you know,
my
why
output,
things grow in certain areas when the
that is
climate
all
is
I
just
really have to
perfect
say. What makes you mad is brought to
for
you by
all things to grow.
Laboratory Services,
Anyhow, we're going to try
Consultants,
the watermelon seeds.
Kata's Bakery,
And once we get, I don't know, should we germinate them first? Like put them in this
So
kind of
this is
thing
where I make my
and
output. I'm
let them
Nicholas for the Mr.
pop
Pilot
first?
himself already in the house.
And you know, I'm gonna put them right back in this stuff. I'm gonna tell you, I'm so
And he's going to
disappointed.
bring you through
You know,
the
I've
process
tried
next
since I've been on this island, and
from
that's been
now
since
until 3 p.m. And of
2022
course, we have
to
all
grow
week
grapes.
from 3 to 7 with
Now I've been
Dr.
able to
Ruth
sprout an
himself.
apple. They say apples
So do
can't be
not
grown
touch
in St.
that
Lucia
dial.
because
We have a
it doesn't
lot
get
in
cold
store
enough.
for you.
Did the same thing and it was able to sprout
So my
them.
name is
But these are
Vanessa. You call
grapes.
me Miss V. It's
About the
what a
third or
pleasure
fourth
being
time
here with you
that I've
today.
had
Come take
grapes,
a seat on the breakfast
tried
club.
to
I will be
sprout
back
them,
with you, God willing, tomorrow, 6:30
and
a.m. for another
not
edition
one
of the
bud.
Breakfast Club.
But anyhow, guys, let me tell
In the
you all about Journey
meantime,
to
of course,
Enlightenment.
have an
My Alkaline
amazing
Vegan Journey
Wednesday.
presents
Call
Journey
it
to
Midweek
Enlightenment,
Bliss.
which is a human frequency
Just a few more
transformation hub
days
here in
before
St.
the end
Lucia. It's
of the
the
week,
first of its
what we
kind.
call the strong
No
beginnings of
one's
the
cracked this
weekend.
one. We
We also
have.
have a
So
safe
there's a
and
lot of
amazing
interest in,
Wednesday. Please be kind to one
I don't
another.
know, curtailing, because we
This
went
is
through a
from the I
situation
Am
with
Heroes. At
TikTok
11:45, I'll be
with a
bringing you the
post
News
that
45
had been
Major.
posted
This is
and
Miss V
pinned
signing
for
out.
2 years. Someone went through and said that it was misinformation. While I know, and I could send you, or I'm gonna post the actual article from the National Institute of Health, NIH government website in the U.S. I read it verbatim from their article. So if they have a problem with that post, but see, from there, other things happen. But yeah, I believe that there's a concerted effort for information to be limited when it comes to reset detoxification. If people caught on to reset detoxification, like me, having had high blood pressure, having done a reset detoxification that 4 years later still deems me no longer having high blood pressure. They've got the medical industry on lock. While they're really doing an effective job in maintaining a lot of these diseases, they know that there's a way to completely eradicate them, reverse them. Prescribing fasting. For prescribing fasting as a, I want to call it reversal of many chronic diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, pancreatic cancer. He has some other research projects. But when he started prescribing fasting to his patients, you know, he got arrested criminally. I mean, he actually had to get a defense attorney to get him out of that situation. But that made me realize that, of course, you have to limit information that the public gets, because if they switch to that, then you might not really be able to get the funding that's needed for stem cell research. You might not be able to make the money that you can make off of stem cell research. Y'all don't understand. Stem cell therapy is straight up what's up. I mean, and it's expensive as what? Check it out. Look it up. But what's interesting is for free, you could have stem cell therapy simply by doing a reset detoxification. When you do the reset, it completely, I want to say, recycles every damaged cell in your body. And you know, when you're dealing with heart disease, that's a conglomeration of damaged cells that are around your heart. When you have diabetes, when you have high blood pressure, cells are being destroyed, manipulated, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And the detoxification reset changes all of that, puts you back on board to be able to naturally within your own body reset so that you can fight off all of these things. I mean, 21 days in February, I did a reset detoxification and completely got rid of high blood pressure. And I can say that now 4 years later because I've not been on any medication. My blood pressure has been stabilized. I've not had none of those crazy numbers for my diastolic or systolic since I did the reset detoxification. That means that I don't have to pay that money every month for amlodipine or Liposil. I'm pill free naturally. Y'all understand what I mean? And you can have that. But all of these programs that you're subscribing to that inundate you with oils and herbs and supplements and exercise and all of that is great. But if you want to nip it in the bud right away, the reset detoxification is the first step. It's the first step. Clean palate. Anything that you take in your system, don't you think it's going to hit different? It's got a completely different vibration to a specimen that completely has a different frequency. Once you start getting your body aligned so that it circulates properly, and that is the physical as well as the energetic, because every cell in our body has electrical energy, which truly your entire body vibes on a frequency of 62 to 70 microhertz. Did you know that? Yeah, well, check it out. Once your body dips to a frequency below 62 microhertz, guess what? You sick. You got some kind of disease. You got some kind of chronic illness. And that means your vibration is off. Your frequency is off. Once you transition and transform that energy level, get rid of all the blockages, because that's what it is. Even for a lot of illnesses, there are blockages because you got a deficiency of some sort of mineral or something happening within your system that can be corrected within your body. When we do the reset detoxification, it strips everything down to ground zero. It's like working with a blank canvas. It's like being able to start an artwork from scratch, not with pieces of paint here and pieces of glue there and all the stuff that's still blocking, trying to mask it over. It starts from the core, getting rid of all of it, anything that could impugn the integrity of your electrical system naturally in your body, anything that can alter your circulatory system within the body. And usually, and I elevate with high blood pressure because I had it and now I don't. And I know when I recalibrated, that's the reason why. And I didn't have to use any supplements. I didn't have to use any herbs. Now, to get to the point where I could do the reset detoxification, I did none of that. But some of you need it, which means that you need to set your body up in a position so that you can go 21 days, 40 days, 7 days if you're doing it dry to reset your system. Money saved, straight up. Once you start refeeding after doing that recalibration, maintenance becomes effortless. You don't even have to worry. The main thing you have to worry about is the food that you are provided with in these stores, hiding all these ingredients. I'm telling you, GMOs. I was in one of those Hill debates with lobbyists from the food industry that were, pleading with the courts not to allow I don't know who it was that labels, but they wanted the GMO to be listed out on our labels. But of course, the food industry was against that. They instantly stated that it was going to cause the price of food to go up. Has your food not gone up? Do you still not see the labeling that says GMO? And you won't. What they use now, what they compromised on the Hill, was that they would put natural ingredients. So check your labels. See if you have any products that have natural ingredients. Because I'm telling you, that can spawn from anything from the hooves grated up from cows, like they do with gelatins with the pig feet, grind up the hooves and stuff, and they make a gelatin out of that stuff, and anyhow, read your labels. But the best thing is to grow your own. And I've been telling people since 1992, when I really started getting into planting herbs, planting fruits, because I had never planted fruits. I'd always planted flowers, nothing that was evidently medicinally good for us. Because I like the colors, I like the decoration, and that's how they had us thinking. That's why many of y'all still got lawns. Who rocking a lawn these days? An actual lawn, grass. Excuse me. I want to know truly who is still rocking a doggone field of grass that ain't good for nobody. I don't know the cows. Y'all growing cows? Y'all know? I mean, it makes no sense, but they had us in that frame of mind. And I believe because of the research that I'd done right after slavery, when it was abolished, they just set slaves free, just set them free. And they were setting up camps anywhere to grow things, planting seeds and stuff like that. And that's when they came up with this lawn thing. Grow a lawn. Oh, no, you can't come on my lawn. This is part of my property. It ain't growing nothing. But it was a way, from what I read, that they discouraged the newly freed slaves to set up camp and start growing anything. I mean, really try to cut them off at the knees. And now we've adopted this luscious lawn. You got people here in St. Lucia looking for grass. For why? You're gonna eat it, drink it, smoke it. Tell me, why are you trying to grow grass? It makes no sense. But see, a lot of the information is not caught up to why we even do things. Just like I was in Australia and learned why we have tipping. They don't believe in that shit. Yeah, tip somebody there, you have offended them to the utmost. But they started tipping so that they could offset what employers had to pay newly freed slaves. Everything was like a motive to kind of, make sure it was ultra hard for those slaves to do anything on their own. And they would have to submit and continue working for those people they had just been freed from. So, rock with that what you can and keep it moving. Because for real, once you got to do better. Because knowing more and having that insight, and you still doing the same dumb shit, shut up. What I'm saying to you is, first and foremost, get you together. And the way you do that is with you. And I'm telling you, the way to do it, one time. Do the reset detoxification. Follow us. Join our family by subscribing to the channel so we can walk you through how to change your complete human frequency. Once you do that, you'll see how you start affecting people around you. They'll either love you or hate you. No, I'm serious. They'll become there's like an attraction. And what I've noticed is people want to touch you. They want to get close. They want to know you. And if they don't get a chance to have that access to you, they start talking about you. They start, trying to start little stuff. But what's interesting is that once you're on that level, on that frequency, none of that stuff affects you. I mean, your intuition, being able to see ahead just by somebody's characteristics, the way they move, is so bright in your eyes. You see their motive even before they say a word, even before they make a move. It's so much clarity in having your system completely purged. The creativity. King, one of the guys, he's like a dad to me. He owns the farm where we're sponsoring the Journey to Enlightenment. He's a Rastafarian that has lived on this farm. I want to say 50 years, but ain't been off the farm for at least 40. I mean, literally everything on the farm has come. I mean, has been his sustenance. He don't have to come off the farm. Has not in 40 years. Y'all, come on. I mean, the water, the food, everything you need is there. I love that. To me is heaven, because that's true freedom. True freedom. And he's allowing us to explore the territory with Journey to Enlightenment, inviting you all to come stay on the farm. We're building accommodations so that we could, have guests on the farm. It's all inclusive. You've got your excursions that are completely holistically defined for that human frequency transformation. Yeah, I'm telling you, This is the key. It makes every individual responsible for their outcome. Once you do that reset detoxification, you start resonating with people of like minds. Those who don't, they are already resonating with people of like minds. They go with what they do. They're following their path. They're doing what they do, even though the end result you can see by the people that you're following. It's nowhere. It's nothing. It's that's why the laws of attraction are so important. And I'm so glad I'm learning this stuff. There's no way I would have come across this information had I not been following this journey, been leading this journey, because it's my journey. And it all started with 21 days of not eating anything back at the height of the pandemic, COVID. Yeah, I want you to join the family. Just join the family. What I'm trying to do now is build the first global prototype of the resonance hubs, is where we actually change your frequency. Starting first off with the reset detoxification. You can't do nothing without that. That's what separates us from every other weight loss, anything dealing with health and wellness, because we start at the beginning. And if you'll notice, people will try to sell you something before it's needed. Now, we believe in herbs. We believe in holistic and organic, not cross-pollinated, not genetically modified fruits and foods. But that is all for us secondary. You will always have that. And it will take longer. I know some people always talk about, why didn't you take herbs while you were doing all that water while fasting? Why didn't you do this? I think about some of the lectures that Dr. Alan Goldhammer, look him up. He is that doctor that went to jail for prescribing fasting. So yeah, when you tell me why not do herbs and do all this external stuff that kind of tells me and my body with the God within me that God didn't do a good job. We don't have self-maintenance. We need those things outside of ourselves to even repair ourselves. And I don't believe that's true. I know from my own personal experience that I don't need none of your herbs. I don't need none of your oils. I don't need none of that stuff. I need to just stop and let my body do the repair. How many people you know actually do that? They always got to have something. Even when you fast and people want to put lime juice and lemon juice and salt and all that stuff in their water. I mean, further stating that the body that we're in is not capable of doing it alone. And I'm here to tell you as a firsthand witness that none of that is true. I'm telling you, your body is well equipped to reverse all things you can do to it if you catch it in time. I mean, for me not to have high blood pressure at all, I know that's blowing my doctor's mind, because my blood pressure used to be off the freaking charts. The normal diastolic over systolic should be 120 over 80. My numbers were like, I know I had reached 300 for that top number. That's when she told me I was going in, I think, for a test to travel, because that's been since I got to the United States from Australia, because I stopped there for some. And it's so weird the way that thing happened. I was in Australia, and my friend wanted me to go to Las Vegas with him. And I came back from Australia and went straight to Las Vegas. And that's when I started hearing whispers about COVID. And it sent me, instead of back to Australia, to DC. That's why all my stuff is still in Australia. CJ was still in Australia. I'm like, I'm not going to be coming back. I want you to go ahead and come this way. And that's what we did. And that was November of 19. And February of 2020 is when they shut everything down. And that's when I started my first fast. I knew I didn't want to take those. I don't like shots. I mean, even if there's something viable, whatever, I don't like shots. And I wound up doing a fast of 21 days, and I had never fasted before, but that one fast changed my life, had me awoke completely to what our bodies are really capable of. I mean, I had no clue. Trying to lose weight for years, big ass belly all slinging over my swimsuit and stuff. You know, wearing the bodyguard, the what is that girdle thing that you could wear to suck it in and stuff. Yeah. As soon as I did that first fast, all of that was gone. But I can tell because for the past year, I've been eating, smoking, drinking, everything. Because there's no way this is real in my mind. There's no way. Because how is it people don't know about this? How is it that no one is following this? How is it that I go 21 days without eating and my body completely changes? Why is it nobody's talking about it? You know? And I'm still wondering. It still hasn't really caught on the way I thought it would, but I can understand better now after doing all the research. Y'all don't understand. There's a lot of food out there that will not allow you to stop eating. It will not. It's already. And that's why I believe it's a concerted effort so that you don't catch on to it. Because for real, if more people across this planet had a clue about the complete total reset detoxification and the proper hierarchy of breaking that detoxification and the refeeding, ain't no way we'd have chronic illness the way we do. There's no way that we'd have people dying of some of these illnesses that you can reverse. There's no way. And that just further stamps in my mind. I don't call it a conspiracy theory or what have you, that the medical industry must be making mad money because they will tell you that what they have for you is not a cure. They have never found a cure for any of this crap. Yeah. This is part and parcel of me completely going off the alkaline vegan lifestyle. I mean, and I had to do it because for real, first and foremost, I didn't believe that what I was experiencing completely came from going without food. And what I'm doing this year, because I have not fasted since last year sometime. When we normally do our annual January 21-day fast, I didn't do that. I'm straight on this lifestyle. It's kind of like the way I used to be, you know, eating everything, drinking, smoking, all of that, and seeing how it affects my body having done those fasts. The one thing that I'm saying that I'm seeing is that I'm not gaining weight like I normally would. You know, I don't have to curtail the things that I eat so much so that they affect my weight. The only thing is my stomach that I'm really seeing that, and I don't know what that is with my stomach. All the weight seems to go to my stomach when I do gain it. What I'm also noticing is when I get ailments, they last forever. This cough I've had forever. I have not done any fasting. I'm eating everything. I'm smoking, drinking, all of that. And that's how my body is reacting to any kind of, to this ailment. And I thought it was a cold. I don't know what it is. And I don't really care. I know I'm doing the stuff that I would have done had I been following the alkaline vegan lifestyle. The only difference is I ain't eating the food. I'm not sticking to the food. And that is a big difference. To maintain your body and your health, yeah, you need to eat the right food because most of the stuff that we're eating is nutrient deficient. And without all the nutrients, all the minerals, guess what? You're wide open for disease. For your body to function properly, there are 61 nutrients. They're fatty acids, the minerals, the proteins. There's an array of 61 different nutrients that your body needs every day just to blink your eyes, just to swallow. you need these 61 nutrients every day. And I have to, research, because I've done so much research. That number 61 may be off. That might just be the minerals that we need to function daily. But I'll look it up. But it's in that range. And if you know that you're eating a bunch of stuff that is nutrient deficient, is filling you up physically, your stomach is full, but you have not received any nutrients to get the basic functioning of your body on point. And that's why a lot of blockages are created. A lot of the electrical blockages and the physical from the food. When you purge your body by doing the reset detoxification, you eliminate those blockages so the energy can flow. Once the energy flows, everything else follows behind. The way the nutrients get distributed to the endocrine system, to all the hormones and electrolytes that are needed in the body, they go to where they need to go. Otherwise, they're constrained, and you wind up with things like high blood pressure. Stuff is not going to the right place, so you wind up with, or it's over supplying certain places, so it's off, and you wind up with things like diabetes. All these things can be reversed naturally, and I'm not talking about with the herbs and all that stuff. I'm talking about, so some people may have to progress to that level to even get to that level where you can fast, because there is a process that your body goes through. When we start our programs, we have here in St. Lucia 4-day stays on the farm and beach and 7-day stays. Each is comprised of the basic element of the reset detoxification, the recalibration, the bio-recalibration, and then the refeeding. And once you go through the refeeding, you do any phase of it right here on the island. And it's best to do it here because you're already in a space where right from doing your recalibration, you go right into refeeding with the right stuff. And what's interesting here in St. Lucia, and they're not putting it out there like I know it to be, the soil, everything has been exponentially edified nutritionally because of the volcanic activity on this island. So the sea, and I'm telling you, before I'd actually realized that the sea moss here in St. Lucia, if it's done correctly, I mean, if it's growing naturally, and sea moss grows naturally on rock, reef, and coral, it's like a symbiotic relationship. Those substrates like the rock, reef, and coral have nothing but massive bodies of nutrients, mainly minerals. With the sea moss growing on this stuff, we call it wild crafted. They're trying to re-identify even what that word means because they don't want you to know. Here in St. Louis, you got a bunch of farmers that are growing sea moss on ropes. And I'm telling you, it's good and it's good for you, but it's kitchen grade. What we sell from the rock, reef, and coral is medicinal grade. You do know the difference. I mean, exponentially more potent than anything that's growing anywhere other than the rock, reef, and coral. Exponentially. And what's interesting is that if you're using the medicinal sea moss daily, you are edifying your body with those 95% of those 61 minerals that your body needs daily to function properly. And it's a mad kind of cycle that your body goes through once you start introducing things into it that may not be good for it. Because the way I understand your DNA to work, it is the motivating factor within your body. But it gets messages from the outside to the DNA through this RNA. The RNA is like the messenger. If you're out there eating a lot of stuff with whatever, it gets replicated in those cells that are developed and present during the RNA production. It takes that message to the DNA and it becomes a gene expression. Whether you're allergic to nuts and all this other stuff, I believe those are what's called gene expressions. And I'm telling y'all, I'm researching this from the beginning, so I know for myself. I'm not adopting someone else's bull crap. And I realized that's what we've been doing. We've been taking someone else's research for fact, and it was not fact at all in the beginning. I'm seeing that a lot of people who are doing supplements and herbs have turned into nothing more than our pharmaceutical industry. Everything is about the bottom line, the dollar sign. They will sell you these herbs in an attempt to revive your natural history without starting from the beginning. Now, I will say this. There are a lot of people that cannot start with just straight out the box doing a 21-day reset detoxification. You have to work your way there. But that is the ultimate goal, to strip your body of everything that's in it that's negative. That is the toxins, that's the built up stuff that didn't make it through the lymphatic system. That's anything that's doing damage to your body, long or short term. Now, of course, they allow us certain minerals in excess. I mean, up to a certain point, according to who, though? I think for real, none of that. If it's not supposed to be in the body, don't let it be in the body. I don't care what amount it's in the body. And that's what the chelation is all about. So what we do here at Journey to Enlightenment, as my alkaline vegan journey, is we start with the reset detoxification. That is to strip your body of everything, purge it, and start with a clean slate. When you do the recalibration, that is starting with the stripping, the astringent part of stripping whatever's left in the body with the chelation tea. The chelation is a combination of about 7 herbs that we use, and it has to be taken on an empty stomach. And we say 24 hours without eating anything, drinking distilled water only for 24 hours. Then and only then should you be taking the chelation purge. And I call it a purge because what it's doing is going through, and any remnants of that's left behind from the reset detoxification, it gets rid of. And I'm gonna tell you, whoa, this is when your body is ready for reintroduction into the solid food kingdom. And we do that with a hierarchy. Chelation tea being the first step into solid food. The second step, juice. Juice only from organic, wild, not GMO. Don't try to blend up no watermelon that doesn't have seeds or grapes that don't have seeds. Leave that mess on the curb. We're starting with new bodies. So you want to take those juices, blend them, take them, all the pulp and everything, put it in a cheesecloth and just squeeze the juice. Don't add any sugar to any of it. No sweeteners, no nothing. Nothing but the juice. No pulp. That's phase 2. Nothing but the juices. Phase 3 is when you finally get to the solid stage of the introduction back to the body. You're going to take that same juice and you're going to keep the pulp. You're going to keep all the meat. And in addition, you're going to add sea moss. And I would recommend starting with the sea moss gel. It's already, if you buy it from us, we've already got the dosage. And I do say dosage because there's a measurement. Even when you're doing these concoctions and tinctures, there's a measurement of how many leaves to how much water, how much oil to how much seed. There's a, so I call it dosage. So we have a dosage that can, and you can see it, especially in our gel, because it's completely solid. It ain't filled with no water. It definitely ain't filled with no fruit that decomposes and will change the structure of the sea moss anyhow. I know it's a big thing. And it's like I said, it's that kitchen grade. And yes, you should do that stuff, on a regular, I wouldn't even say on a regular basis. That does add nutrients to your body. But if you're getting serious about really restructuring your body, changing and transforming your frequency, you need to do the sea moss gel. And it needs to be from us, because I don't know of anyone else that's actually measured the sea moss from the area in which they're growing it to know and that's what's so perfect about us being right here in St. Lucia, harvesting our own sea moss, knowing the water content, knowing once we dry how much spring water, our spring water has 7.7 pH coming straight from the earth. And that's why we're no longer sending our sea moss to the States or Australia for them to process it with their water. We're putting our own water in it. This water here is volcanic too. And its rate is registering at 7.7 pH in certain areas. Some is higher. I've seen even higher. I think there's a company called Blue Waters. They have an alkaline water straight from the rocks. It's not like y'all's alkaline water where they're actually adding sodium bicarbonate. You add sodium bicarbonate to anything, yeah, the pH is going to rise. But it's a fake me out. It's a fake me out. Our spring water comes straight from the mountain. It's already gone over all the rocks that it needs to for filtration. They got a filtration system, but the rocks that is flowing over is what's causing this exponentially nutrient-dense water. Y'all hear me? And that's why I'm saddened by most of the sea moss that's coming out of St. Lucia being grown on ropes. I mean, it's kitchen grade. It can never match the medicinal content of that's growing on the rock, reef, and coral. And that's why we call ours boutique. Our sea moss is boutique sea moss. Because, you can take a little bit of our sea moss, mix it with your smoothies and stuff, excuse me, and still get more of the nutrients. And I'm going to do research because I need to stop there because the little research that I have done does expound upon the volcanic status of the water and all the fruits and stuff. But I need to come with peer-reviewed scholarly information because all of the stuff that I posted comes from those articles that are being compared. They're competing, not competing, but they're challenging everything that's written. So you get a lot of different perspectives of one subject. Like when I started doing research on dry fasting, that's a fast that you do that you don't drink anything. You don't let anything go into that area other than air. And I thought that because you don't have any hydration, that it could do something adverse to the body. And boy, was I wrong. They're saying that that's the powerhouse detoxification, where you do it where you're not putting anything in the body. I've done it for 6 days. The complete reset is for 7 days dry, 21 days with distilled water. But make sure you're not out there doing stuff because someone tells you and you haven't done your own research. I'm supplying you with every link to every research item that I've used to do the research that I've done for me because I'm on the journey. I'm actively on the journey. It started with the 21-day reset detoxification back in 21 or 20 for the 21 days. I did 4 of those in 2020. 4 different 21-day all-water fasts in 2020. And they were evenly spaced. The first one was right around Lent. The next one was in April. Or no, it was May. It was like when I looked at when I had done those fasts, they were every quarter. Every quarter of the year, I had done a 21-day reset fast. Might have been over the top, but I'm telling you, that's what changed my... that's why I think I'm a little more advanced than those that have just done one here and one there. And in 21, the first fast and the only fast I did in 21 was for 40 days. The first time I'd ever done 40 days of nothing but water. That's when you get into the spiritual realm. Straight up. That's when you get into the spiritual realm of being able to really see your intuition and being able to react to it before that negative spirit gets in and tries to sway your mind. Because when I came here to St. Lucia, had I been the person that I was before fasting, I would have gone through every nay, you shouldn't, maybe shouldn't, you better check this. Every negative thought would have crossed my mind of why not to go. It's like weighing it. It's like doing research, thinking realistically and all that. You know what I did? In November, I said in my head that I was leaving, going to St. Lucia. February I was here and haven't been back since. Been here. So it's like, once you're able to follow your intuition, things change. Because I believe there is a spirit that wants to challenge your every thought and keep you in a state of indecision. And the decision is the frequency. There's a frequency that's associated with you actually making a decision. So when you're ambivalent, what's the word? Ambivalent. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Where you're all indecisive, you don't know which way to turn. You got all these questions and all these doubts and things that come up. That's after your first intuition has already hit, so it doesn't stick. Once you're able to follow that first intuition, no matter what, it's called faith. Watch how your life changes. And it's hard to do that when your body's not clean. It's hard to do that when you have blockages in your electrical system within your body. It's hard to do that when you're ill. I see so many people want to get off grid, but still be asking, how will I get back to the doctor to get my medication? It doesn't go well. It doesn't make sense. It's all off. You want to get off grid, but you still got to come to them to get your medication. That's why I say we got to start at the beginning with ourselves. And that's why this program, this movement is the one to follow. This starts with you and you alone. Can't nobody do it for you. You have to reset your system on your own. I mean, as far as actually doing it, I can walk you through it. I can show you how to do it. I can show you what I did and others have done. I can show you easy ways to get through it, but I cannot do it for you. That's why this thing is masterful and it's hitting big already. It's hitting big already. You realize how many people don't realize how you can reverse many chronic illnesses by just shutting your mouth at that dinner table, shutting your mouth to certain foods, shutting your mouth to a bunch of stuff that caused it. So my thing is, let's get together and start with ourselves and changing the frequency on this earth. Because, I've told y'all many a time, the reason why I'm going from an electrical standpoint within our bodies, because that is the resonance. Resonance is taking all those frequencies from all those wavelengths, putting them together and letting them flow completely in sync. And when they start flowing in sync and they all match, all these frequencies, all these wavelengths that are creating these frequencies are all in alliance. Y'all of us can get together and commit to actually doing it. But you can't do it for someone else. You have to do it yourself. And you can't cheat. That's what I'm noticing. People want to do the juice fast. They want to do the fruit fast. They want to do, and they do work. I believe they do. I think that they work, but it takes a lot longer for them to work. So I think immediacy is needed. We need this thing like right away. Y'all realize what's really happening on earth? Every country has something. And it seems to stem from what's happening in the U.S. because there's such a power magnet. They exude so much power and authority. But y'all, it's an illusion. It really is an illusion. And I'm seeing that clearer now being outside of the country looking in. Because what they claim to be freedom, you can't even cross the street at the wrong point because they will give you a jaywalking ticket. They may not have any area in the area that you're in for you to use the bathroom. But urination in public is, there's so many laws. There's so many laws that you can't, it's hard to really follow it because, and you wind up being filled with fear. And I know I was, because everything you do, you think you are breaking a law, you're doing something wrong. Whereas, especially if you're a traveler, you go to other countries and you get used to the real freedom, and you bring it back to the States, and you're going to at least get a ticket. You know, you're definitely going to get a ticket. But I believe that we could change a lot of the stuff that we're experiencing on other levels, like just that, not really feeling free, because people are vibrating on a low frequency, which is depression, stress, all of this comes from this low vibration. When those of us get together who are willing to take the battle on our shoulders and really be in the movement for this complete human frequency transformation, we affect not only those of us who are in that transformation, but those that have not done shit for real, which is great, because the stuff that we want to change is usually for those people who ain't gonna do shit to change it. So we are, through this kind of a movement, and I have to say, this kind of a movement, there is no other movement on earth like this one. Journey to Enlightenment with the Global Prototype Hub here in St. Lucia is the first of its kind. We've already been invited to Curacao and Kenya to share our business model. We know this shit is gonna work. We're waiting for those people to try to stop us. Like TikTok, removing the page of 90,000 followers who resonated in some kind of way to push that button to follow. So we know that we done hit on something that they don't want you to know. So if we take just a few of us and start the movement, which we've already done here in St. Lucia, and those people in Curacao and Kenya are linking in with us to carry it on. You realize we get a few in each of these countries to do this complete reset, detoxification, bio-recalibration, and then the refeeding. You better watch out. The medical community is not going to be as you know it, unless they can convince you to get that chip, unless they can convince you to become the human 2.0. And it's very inviting. Think about it. Human 2.0 allows you to do things, think things, create things like a computer. When you go to ChatGPT and ask him for answers to whatever, that would be you, because you got the chip in you. They have gone to the different levels of putting information on our DNA. Our DNA can hold lifetimes of information perpetually. I think all of that is so fascinating. I think it really is fascinating. But that is so loud. But I think that once we evolve to this human 2.0, it's going to be, I don't know. I really don't, because they already got the smart cities where you're straight up under their command. You go where they want you to go. I wonder how many of those people can actually get passports.